Welcome to Green Soul Yoga, Gentler Yoga. We won't need any props for today unless you'd like to have some nearby. Just come to take a seat on your mat. And just find an easy seated pose, Sukhasana. Make sure you have plenty of space around you to move today, that your mat is in a happy space that you can relax in, and then just close your eyes down. And we just start with our breath. Our eyes closed, sitting tall, beginning to slow the breath down. Continuing to lengthen your inhale, deepen your exhale. Just allow yourself to really dive in here, shutting out kind of all of the outer noise, the chatter of the mind. And let your inhale start to just feel refreshing, and your exhale to feel releasing. So maybe we exhale away the things that aren't serving us very well, some of the thought patterns, maybe some of the habits, and then we inhale in the things we'd like to replace that with. Just continue to move your breath through the body. Indra Devi says, yoga is a way to freedom. By its constant practice, we can free ourselves from fear, anguish, and loneliness. And I would add, we can free ourselves from much more than those three. But if those exist with you today, go ahead and exhale and just try to release the hold. And then inhale. Maybe bring a smile to your face as you inhale. Just feel that you create freedom in your mind. And with our asana practice, maybe we'll create some freedom in our body as well. One more breath here. And then just float your hands to heart center and just bow your head and chin towards the chest. Take a moment to set an intention for this practice today around the idea of freedom, around the idea of letting go. Keep your intention close to your heart throughout the practice. Now take another breath into gratitude and maybe think of about 2 to 3 things that you have to be grateful for today. And then finally, send love to someone who needs it, someone that you love, or maybe just out to humanity as a whole. As you inhale, begin to open those arms up, spread them nice and wide, and draw the arms back, shoulder blades onto the back. Take an inhale again and lift the heart, lift the gaze. Feel that freedom as you open up through the front body. Next breath, inhale the arms up overhead. Bring the palms together, shoulders over the hips. Exhale, hands down to the heart. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. And then just exhale your right palm down to the floor. Lean over a bit to the right, away from the left hip. And then inhale back to center. Move slow. Move to the other side. Good. Inhale, come back. Go deeper this time if you can. Bend into the elbow a little bit more, maybe even forearm to the mat. Press the left sit bone down. Guide your heart forward. Lift up, inhale. Go the other direction. Hand comes down, forearm comes down if we can get that far. Reach up and away. Right sit bone presses down. One more time on this type of side body stretch. We inhale, lift up. Exhale, right hand comes down again. Now this time, get into the depth of your pose and see about rolling open through the heart. The left shoulder kind of rolls back, and then turn the head, gaze up. Now if the neck doesn't like this, don't do it. Just turn your head back forward. Good, let's come back through center. Inhale. The side bodies are getting longer now. Stretch it out. We go to the left. Reach up and over. Set and plant the right sit bone. And then open. Right shoulder draws back. Gaze up towards the sky. Inhale. Come back to your center. And exhale. Place both the palms behind the head now. Pull the shoulders onto the back and pull your elbows back a little bit. Push your head in. Take a breath. Lean to the right now. Right elbow drops, left elbow rises. Keep that head pressing back. Keep the shoulders on the back. Inhale, come through center, go the other way. Fantastic. Keep breathing. Inhale, come back through center, and exhale, release the hands down to the lap. You might want to change at this point which leg you have in front, just so that you can equally stretch out through the hips. This side might be a little bit less comfortable for you, but you're automatically going to come to what's most comfortable. I'm just going to move out of the picture for 1 second here. Technical difficulties, guys. There we go. Go ahead and come to hands on your knees and sit nice and tall. We're going to begin to move here in a forward and back motion, but maybe beginning to find not so much a forward back rock, but more of a wave up through the spine and a wave back around the spine. So think about just kind of sweeping forward up the spine, sweeping back around the spine. Now pull that heart forward and gaze up, shoulders down. Exhale, round the spine, press away. Good, keep moving. Let's take a couple more. Just start to feel that spine warming up. Feel your core start to engage a bit. Come back to your center and then start to circle around. Good, so find some freedom in your asana practice today. That's the theme of this practice today, is freedom. So maybe I guide something and you think that doesn't fit for you today. That's perfectly fine. Do something different. Or maybe we're doing something that can allow for some organic movement or it to become a little bit more dancey and fun in the pose. Feel free to just kind of flow with it, okay? Let's go ahead and move the other direction. And again, just you can get as flowy as you want with these circles. Just start to open up the body. See what feels good for you today. You might even play with the head and neck, rolling around a little bit. Let's take just a couple more. We should start to feel like our upper body's really loosening up here. Excellent. Come back to center. Inhale the arms up overhead. Drop the shoulders down away from the ears. Exhaling the right hand down the back. Let's grab onto the right elbow with the left hand. Again, pressing the head back. And just encourage the right hand down the back as you open up for the tricep here. Excellent. Go ahead and release. The left hand comes to the right thigh and open up the right arm behind you. Twist to the right. Come back to center. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, bend the left elbow. Let the right hand grab on. Fingertips working their way down the back as far as they can. Try not to round forward here, rather push back with the head, keep the shoulders in line with the hips. Take one more breath. And then gently release the other direction to the left. Right hand onto the thigh, left hand behind you, sit tall, and spiral your way into a gaze behind you over the left shoulder. Fantastic work. Unwind to center. Good. Just give yourself a few shoulder rolls here. Maybe even bring the shoulders up by the ears, drop them down a couple times. Nice work. We're going to go ahead and move on to our hands and knees to more of a tabletop position. Start to stretch out a little bit more through the spine and the legs. You just want to bring your knees underneath your hips, your wrists underneath your shoulders, and spread your fingertips wide and start to tone the belly. So we want to avoid having this kind of arc in the back until we're ready for it. We want to originally find a nice, strong, flat back. Good. Just to get some organic movement here. So remember how we just kind of moved and flowed around in our seated position? You can move your hips side to side. You can move forward, back. You can make circles. Just start to really explore the body here. And again, just kind of have some fun and some freedom with it. That's kind of one of my favorite things about doing a home practice is maybe being able to just feel like, it's just me and my mat, and I can really make it my own and feel safe to do so. Good. And then we'll come back to that nice flat back. Let's stretch the right leg out behind us. Try to get all 5 toes onto the floor. If not, that's okay, but maybe just kind of rolling that pinky toe down as you gently bring a internal rotation maybe of the thigh. Okay? So we're going to inhale, our wrists are over or under our shoulders, and then we're going to press back. So push the earth away from you and press back into the right heel. Good, just breathe here, lengthen that leg, and then we begin to move. Come forward, press back. It's a small movement, and lengthen that leg. Good, continue to tone the belly, shoulders strong, fingertips gripping mat. Last one. Perfect, hold back, keep pressing through that heel. Good. Bring the shoulders back over the wrists and slide the right leg out to the right. Place the right sole of the foot all the way down to the mat. And again, sliding back with the hips and then bringing them forward. And just a couple times like this. You can come far back if you'd like. You can come just a little ways if you'd like. Nice job. One more. And just let the wrists come back over the under the shoulders, the left hand root down, and then lift the right arm into the air. Open your body to the right a bit. And just begin to lengthen the spine here. You can take your gaze to your right thumb if you like. Take a big inhale, breath in. On the exhale, we're going to slide this right hand all the way underneath the left arm. And maybe begin to just drop our shoulder down to the mat. Now don't worry if it doesn't reach. You can just reach and kind of hover. And just breathe here. So you're breathing your right fingertips way to the left. Nice work. Come in, pressing on the left hand and bring yourself back. Hands in that tabletop sort of position. And then right leg sweeps back and in. Sweep the left foot out. Left toes all touch down. Pressing out through the left heel. Good, just slide back a little bit, press through the heel. Really feel that stretch down the calf, through the leg. And then some small movement forward and back. When you move forward, don't dive into your wrists at all. Press into your fingertips and knuckle beds a bit here. Good, take one more. Excellent, push back. Good, come back forward, wrists and shoulders align, send the left leg out to the left, toes face forward, sole of the foot on the mat, and begin to slide and glide again. Good, try and keep your hips aligned here a little bit. Last one. And come back, press into the right hand, inhale, take the left arm up into the air. Gaze up towards your left fingertips. Good, let's release left hand under right, threading the needle. Drop that left shoulder down to the floor if it'll reach. Go as far as you can. Hips are high, still lining over the knees. Turn your gaze over to the right. All right, fantastic job. Press into the right hand. Come all the way back up to hands and table, and then bring the left foot back. Bend the knee, come in. Knees are hip distance apart underneath the hips. We begin a round of cat-cow. Now we're going to inhale. The belly will come lower, but we keep it toned. The chest will come through and the gaze will come up. Then we're going to exhale, round the spine, chin towards the chest. Good, keep moving. Inhaling, kind of rolling up through the spine, one vertebrae at a time. Yes, and then exhaling, rounding back. Good. You can use some Ujjayi breath here so that you can follow your inhale and exhale breath. Those hips get warmed up, the shoulders, the chest, the core. Let's take 2 more rounds. Come back to your flat back. Take your knees out to the long edge of the mat, big toes to touch, and just begin to sweep back into a wide-legged child's pose, forehead towards the mat. See if you can find your breath here. Maybe think about your intention again. Soften through the hips. I'm just going to move slowly and mindfully through a little bit of our flowy practice here. Keeping it, remember, gentler yoga today. So on the inhale breath, come back up. And go ahead and work your knees back in towards hip distance apart. Curl all 10 toes under and set your glutes back onto the heels here. Sit up nice and tall with a nice long spine and get a beautiful stretch through the arches. Inhale, take the arms up overhead, and then clasping the fingertips at the top and then dropping them down in front of you. So you've kind of got these little prayer hands in front of you. And then just begin to round through the wrists one direction, making a little figure 8 shape. And then take it back the other direction. If the feet start to cramp, you're going to want to come down onto the tops of the feet, but we're almost there. Good. Release and just kind of shape the hands, maybe fists and ball in a ball, and then bring the fingers out and shimmer them out. All right, good job. So from here, we're going to take our first downward facing dog. Crawl those hands back to the top of the mat. Fingertips spread wide, middle finger facing forward. And now with the toes are already curled under, just lift the hips. Press about half the body weight back into the back body. So you want to pull your heart back, pull front thigh to back thigh. Good. Adho Mukha Svanasana, just lifting up through the sit bones, lifting up through the hips, drawing shoulder blades apart, and then allowing the head to dangle away from the shoulders so that there's lots of space between the shoulders and ears. You can begin some small movements here, make it nice and free. So one option could be to bend one knee and then the other. You could also place both heels down and then rise up onto the toes, or you might move from side to side with the heels. So just kind of experiment and play, find some freedom in your down dog. See what feels good. Very nice. Go ahead and walk your steps forward until you're at the top of your mat in a forward fold. Ground your feet, root down here, and release the crown of your head towards the earth. You can soften your shoulders. Every time we're in a fold, you can feel free to round the wrists. Good. And let's take a nice little rise to standing. We're going to take our time, just one vertebrae at a time, just rolling our way up, rolling our way up. Good. And as we come to stand, let's go ahead and take the shoulders right over the hips. Standing mountain pose. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up overhead. Palms together, exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, palms to heart center. One more time, inhale. Exhale, palms to heart center. Beautiful work. And take another bigger side stretch now, keeping those side bodies nice and open. So cross the left foot, the right foot behind the left, and then we'll release the hands down. So our hips are going to square forward. Take another inhale breath to reach the arms up, and then left hand comes down the left leg as we lean to the left. The right arm reaches up and over. Good. Sweep all the way out into a wide-legged stance and inhale both arms up overhead. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Don't worry if your feet came off the mat. That's okay. Breathe the crown of the head down, the hips high. Engage the core. Pull the legs apart on the mat and inhale. Sweep the arms all the way up overhead. Now just step over. Cross the left foot behind the right. Drop the right hand down and send the left arm up and over. Nice work. Big step back out to the center. Let's bring both arms up overhead. Turn the heels in, toes out. Sit down, cactus your arms into a goddess squat. So we're dropping down the hips here, keeping the knees tracking towards the toes. Good. You can hang here or just lift up the right heel. Set it back down, lift up the left heel. Set it back down, lift up both heels. Set them back down. Squeeze those arms together nice and slow, little tension. And then inhale, press up through the legs, lift the arms. Exhale, bring the arms down. Good, step the feet back together, you're at the top of the mat. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. This inhale brings us to a halfway rise. So we're going to bring our hands onto our shins or thighs, reach the shoulders back and the crown of the head forward. Think about keeping the spine in a nice long line here. Find that engagement, little stretch in the hamstrings. Exhale, fold forward. Nice work. Again, just lifting sit bones, lifting hips. The nose comes closer to the knees. The crown of the head comes closer to the floor. Place the hands down onto the mat and step back, downward facing dog. If you need some more movement in your down dog, feel free to take it. Otherwise, we try to find some stillness here. Steady your breath. Inhale your right leg up into the air. We're going to stay with three-legged dog here. So we want to keep our hips squared to the mat, not allow the right hip to open up. So my right heel faces the ceiling, right toes face the floor. Now breathe your left heel down and lengthen through that left leg. Nice. Looking forward, we're going to slide our weight forward, bend the right knee, and come about halfway forward. And then press back. Lengthen your arms back, push your heart back, and lengthen that right leg out. And then do it again. Forward with the weight into the fingertips. And press back. One more, nice and slow, almost like you're moving through some jello here. Good. All right, this one's coming all the way through. Press the right foot in between the hands. Good. Go ahead, square up the hips. If you need to move around your mat a little bit, feel free. And then inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, press out through your back heel, set the hips down. Crescent lunge. Find your breath. Your drishti or your gaze is to a steady point here. Remember your intention. Remember the freedom you're creating through this practice. Letting go of what doesn't serve you. Take the hands down to the mat and press your right leg all the way back to three-legged dog. Good, release that right foot all the way down, down dog. Let's see about doing the other side. Press the left leg up into the air. Just find the pose first. So three-legged dog with the squared hips, the squared shoulders, the lower right heel, the heart sending back. Breathe into this place. Slide forward about halfway. We bend the knee as we come in. And then we extend all the way back out. Sweep the foot back out. Pull in. Press back. We've got one more full one like this. Fantastic work. The next one's going to pull all the way through. And then inhale the crescent lunge. Exhale, lower the hips and press through the back heel. Nice job. Just hold and breathe your shoulders down to your back. Crown of your head up. Spine long. Press those hips just slightly forward so you get a little hip flexor stretch. Release, exhale, hands to the floor. Nice job. Step the right foot forward to meet the left, coming back into that forward fold, Uttanasana. So this forward fold, beautiful for releasing that fight or flight syndrome that we have. So maybe just have a sigh out through the mouth. Nice job. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way out to the sides. Get nice and tall here. And at the top, can you take your thumbs back, pinkies up, bend back into the back, and then come all the way forward. Exhale, forward fold. Good. Now, stepping the right foot back, drop the right heel down to the left. Look for a heel arch alignment and bend your front knee right over the front ankle. We're going to inhale the right arm back, left arm forward, hips squaring to the right edge of the mat into a Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2 pose. And just hold this pose firm for a moment. Feel the rooting down of your feet. Gaze over your left fingertips. Make sure that the front knee tracks open a little bit. Front hip is open. The first time that we make this next transition, we're going to do it super slow, and then we'll move a little bit more quickly. So we'll bring the hands down and sweep them into an X. As they come to that position, go ahead and just turn both toes to the edge of the mat. And then we'll lift those arms back up as we turn this Virabhadrasana 2 to the other side. So my right toes will track to the back edge of the mat. Bend the knee. And my back foot's paralleling what was the front edge of the mat. Now I'm gazing over my right arm. Good, just check in with the pose, with the posture. Nice front, right, open hip. Good, let's move that transition just a little quicker. Arms come down, arms come back up, the feet switch, my gaze is back over the left. Good, have a little fun with it. Release and warrior to the other side. Now you can move slow, or you can move a little more swiftly. Just watch those feet. Switch. We're warriors every which way, right? Come on, one more time each way. Yeah, last one. Nice work. We're going to take the hands down to the back of the mat. Swizzle those hands down to either side of your right foot. Turn your left toes around so they face towards the other foot. And then step back, down dog, on the other direction on your mat. Have some freedom. Maybe you don't like change, but maybe you can let yourself be free to have some change today in your practice. Mix things up a little bit. All right, step the hands all the way back to the back of the mat, or what was the front of the mat, back to your feet anyways, and drop the heels down, forward fold. And we're going to take a slow rise to standing, just one little vertebrae at a time. Take it real slow. And just feel yourself building this beautiful firm foundation as you rise up. You articulate the motion in the spine. And then when you come to standing, the shoulders are over the hips, the ears are over the shoulders. Good. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Find that little back bend. Exhale. ask you to tuck the chin, pull the neck back, chin towards chest. Roll your shoulder blades apart, and now gently begin from the shoulders, from the top of the spine, to start to move your way back down to that fold. Tuck the navel and begin to fold. Keep pressing into the feet. Keep the sit bones nice and lifted. And as you arrive, lengthen down through the crown of the head. Fantastic work. Hold this fold and breathe. Good. We're going to inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Hold them up at the top, cross the right foot over the left, and you're just going to spin around. There you are. You're back to the top of the mat, facing forward. Great job. Exhale, forward fold. Told you we'd have a little fun and freedom in this class. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, hands to the mat. Let's take that right foot back. Crescent lunge, both toes forward. Beautiful. Hold. We're going to exhale the hands to the mat. Root the right hand, lift the left hand, and find a twist. Keep pulling left hip back a little bit. Very good. Release the left hand down to the mat. Square your hips back forward if you've lost the squaring a little bit, and then walk your left foot over to the left. Place your left hand inside, and then let's drop the knee down. So we're in lizard pose. Stretch your heart forward, strong shoulders. And just breathe into those hips. The left knee and the left shoulder are kind of glued together here. Nice work. One more breath, and then we're going to shift to a lower position here, bringing our hands, if they'll reach, forearms rather, down to the floor. And just begin to find your breath. You can even tuck your chin to your chest here. And just keep working some breath deep into those hips, seeing where we can let go. Just witness if things pop into the mind, things that we need to think less about or not at all, we can let go of right here. Nice job. Inhale, work the hands back onto the mat. Pick up your right knee off of the mat. Step your left foot back to plank. Good. Just move the hands if you need to rock them under so that the wrists are under the shoulders. Then draw your weight forward. Chaturanga as you lower halfway. Use the knees if you'd like. Inhale, sweep the chest through. Come on tops of the feet. You can drop the legs down for cobra or stay in upward facing dog. Roll the toes under. Press away from the mat. Lift up to downward facing dog. Good. Step that right foot through. Good. Come back to crescent lunge. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Shoulders are softening down the back. Breathe. When we exhale, lengthen the spine, stretch it out. Place the left hand down. Rotate the inner belly to the inner right thigh. Bring the hand down, heel toe that right foot over a footprint or two. Drop the knee. Right hand inside of the right foot, lizard pose. If you like a little more space in your lizard, I like to bring my leg back, my left knee back a little bit, but just make sure your hips can still stay squared, okay? Stay with the breath, hold here. Belly's toned, spine is long. Soften your jaw. Go ahead and release down to those forearms to blocks or floor. And then drop the head. Just Just looking back underneath yourself, becoming the witness of the body, the breath, and the mind. Continue to stay strong in your shoulders. A couple more breaths. Let's inhale back onto the hands. Pick the left knee off the mat, step the right foot back. Bring the hands back underneath, wrists under shoulders. You can use the knees here as a modifier or a full chaturanga. Up dog or cobra, so maybe you want to drop to the earth here. Use the mat a little bit more for cobra pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step your way forward, forward fold. Breathe here. Breathe your hips high, your head low. If you want to deepen it, you can even grab the ankles or arms behind the calves and kind of just help yourself pull deeper into the pose. Fantastic. Go ahead and inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Feet are nice and rooted on the mat. Exhale, standing mountain pose. We're going to do just a bit of balance work, so you feel free to find a wall or a chair if you need to. Come onto your left leg, and then bending the right knee, bringing it up and over. So make sure the ankle is resting above the knee, not on the knee. And then just kind of glue them together and pull your right knee back, square your hips forward. Inhale, sweep the arms up and set your hips down. Good. Hinge from your hips and come to a flat back. Reach the fingers forward. Oops, if you fall out of the pose, that's okay. Come back. Good. And then reach the fingertips down to the earth, but stay low. All right, so just a few words about the form here. The left knee is tracking back, so it's not scooting out over the left toes. The glutes are sitting equally down in the hips. We've got a nice big stretch and some work in that left glute. And then we're going to use our core to inhale and lift our torso back up and our arms back up. Stay low. There we go. Press into the foot, stand up, and gently release. Good, we're going to circle the hips. Just find a little release. Good. Find stillness. Press into your right foot. Lift the left. And then go ahead and place that left ankle over onto the right thigh, pulling your left knee back. Got a little press of the foot in. The standing arch is lifted. We inhale the arms up and we set ourselves down and back like there's a chair back there that we're sitting in. So if we're sitting in a chair, our sit bones would both be rooted equally. So try to think about the hips staying pretty level here. Good, this is the tricky part. Hinge from those hips. Pull the arms forward, crown of head forward, but keep the right knee tracking back, sitting down with those hips. And then go ahead and release fingertips or palms to the floor. Good, engage the core, lift up through the pelvic floor, and begin to rise. Nice and slow, we keep the hips and legs low, but we lift the heart and arms. Then we press into the right foot, stand up, and release. Good, circle the hips the opposite direction. Good, just work it out. All right, nice job, guys. Come back to your stillness. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Palms touch together. Exhale, palms to the heart. Close the eyes here and just stand, trying to find some equanimity in your body. Equal press of your feet, equal press of your palms. Reach up through the crown of the head. Feel into the sensations of your breath, the sensations of the body. Return to your intention. Feel free. Your next inhale, flutter those eyes open, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, hands touch down to the earth, step back, plank pose, top of a push-up. Reach from your heels through the crown of the head. Slow lower the left knee down, turn the left toes a little bit to the left, and then round your way onto the left hand, bringing the right arm into the air. Lift the right leg off the mat. If you can keep it about straight out from the hip, that'd be great, but if not, just a little bit of a lift is okay, anywhere along the path. Your choice to stay here or bend that top knee. Send the right arm back, find the foot. Press the foot into the hand. Feel that great opening in the front of your right shoulder, into the quad. Good, let's flow nice and easy out of it and all the way back around. Good, both knees go center forward. We pick the left knee up, plank pose, drop the right knee. Switch it out, other side. Just open up, finding this supported side plank, lifting the left leg into the air. You can bend that left knee if you'd like. Open up through the left shoulder, find the foot. When you've got it, push the foot into the hand. That's where that great space and opening is going to come from. Breathe into it. Feel that freedom across the front of the body and into the shoulder. Good. Release nice and gentle, and then float it all the way back to center. This time, instead of picking the right knee up, draw the left knee in, child's pose. Sit back. And just allow the head to drop down to the floor, the elbows to soften. You can press the forehead into the mat and even move it from side to side and just kind of really feel like that's a good space of letting go as well. Big sigh if you need. And then just watch your breath here. See if even though the breath is more constricted, as we're in this little ball shape, you can find some more freedom in the breath. So you might move the breath around the body. Great work. On the next inhale breath, bring yourself back towards tabletop position. Set your hips off to one direction or the other and come to sit down on your bum. Bring the soles of your feet together to Baddha Konasana. Excellent. Set up nice and tall and drop the knees down towards the earth to whatever degree you can. So you want to feel a release in the hips, in the hip joints. Good. Breathe a nice big exhale as you hinge forward, heart towards those feet, long spine. We're going to see this pose a couple of times, so kind of mark in your brain how it feels right now. Where your edge is. And then inhale, come back up. Here's how this transition is going to look. We're going to lean a bit to the right and pull the right shin parallel to the front edge of your mat. You can flex your right foot. We're going to continue that lean and either come to a half pigeon, which kind of looks like a couple 90-degree angles in our legs, or a full pigeon in which I'm going to slide that left leg back, and then I'm going to use a pelvic floor lift with a little bit of help from my arms to come up on top of the left thigh. All right, so here I am in this pigeon pose. And I want to keep my pelvis nice and level here. So if you think if it had punch in a punch bowl, that's your pelvis. We don't want to spill the punch. So just wiggle your way in. If that means you need to bring your right heel closer to your left hip flexor, then go ahead and do so. Now make sure that leg behind you is straight back, leg and foot and ankle all in alignment. And when you're there, bring yourself on down to forearms. We'll start here and take a few breaths. I'd like you to work with your breath in these pigeon poses today such that the inhale feels floaty, kind of lifts the body just a little bit, and the exhale, we press down to the earth, rooting down. The inhale is light and airy, there's no muscular effort. The exhale, we root the left thigh, we root down the outer right leg. Good. One more here like that. Light inhale, rooted exhale. And then if you can, go all the way down, forehead to the floor, and we'll continue the breath. If that's not going to work to come this far and maintain the pose, then go ahead and stay where we were. Light inhales. Heavy, deep exhales, pushing us down into the floor, finding the deepest stretch yet. And just unclench your teeth and relax your face. All right, guys, we're going to inhale onto our hands, walk them back towards us, lift our heart. Now we get to roll that pelvis a little bit uneven, come back to the right, and swing that left leg back around. There we go. Now find the sit bones. We're back in Baddha Konasana. You can feel the difference. Like the right knee feels like it's going to just drop off here. Much easier. The leg feels different, the sensation between the two legs, right? So we'll go ahead and take a slow fold in. Oh, and look, maybe the experience changed. Maybe the edge moved. Maybe there's more freedom. Yes, let's go ahead and try to even that out. Bring it all the way back up. You know, lean a little bit to the left. You can stop part way and see how you're feeling. This would be a great position to stay in. This is gentler yoga. Or go ahead and sweep that right leg back and then up onto that upper right thigh, finding level pelvis. Again, the left shin parallels the front of the mat or potentially pulls the left heel in just a little bit to the hip flexor so that you can be more comfortable. Just feel back or even look back that your right leg is in a nice straight line. There's nothing weird going on back there, right? And then exhale, forearms. Now the spine is long, not rounded. The shoulders and elbows are pretty close to in alignment, or just elbows maybe half an inch forward, nothing big. You can close your eyes, even we're gonna work that breath. Inhale lightly, bringing the body just almost like it feels like it can float off the mat like a little balloon. And then exhale, heavy, push down, push down. Right thigh presses in, outer left leg. Keep going. You might find the breath in the inhale into the back body to feel you lifting more. And then the exhale, full and deep. Go ahead and move on down. If we're coming to forehead to the mat or even onto the palms, soften here and then start to find that same breath work. Use the inhale to free you up. And use the exhale to let it go. On the exhale, press down so hard like you're pressing everything that you're trying to rid yourself of into the earth, and that earth is going to suck it up and take it from you. Push it down. Last breath. Walk onto the hands, walk them back towards you. Last time we're going to see this pose. Move to the left. Ooh. Swing that right leg around, find your sit bones, Baddha Konasana. Exhale, fold forward. Pull the knees down and out. Press back into those hips, down onto the earth. Sit bones rooted. Relax the shoulders, we're almost there. Nice work. Go ahead, inhale, and come back up. Very good. I'm gonna either move into an easy seated pose or maybe a Gomukhasana leg. So easy seated is that crisscross applesauce, and you can bring the right leg in front. If you want to go further, we're going to stack the right knee on the left and bring our heels right outside of the hips. So got a nice little stacking here. Maybe the knees touch, maybe there's a little gap, but it shouldn't be painful to be here at all. All right, nice job. Now, we're not going to use a strap today. You could use a strap for this. You can use your shirt for this, and I'm actually going to turn around so that you have a visual for the first one. So let me stretch these shoulders out at the beginning of the practice. We're just going to get them a little bit more. So let's take the left arm, reach it all the way up. I'm going to help it by bending the left elbow. I'm going to help it with the right arm like we did earlier. I'm going to get my fingertips down my back. I might even grip my shirt here. And just try to maintain that. Then release the right hand, place the right palm so that the thumb is face down. Bend that elbow and start to find the back. Slide the arm up and see if you can find the fingertips. Now, likely not. This is where we could hold a strap. You can hold onto your shirt and kind of just experiment with that. Or in my case, I could hold my hair. But just find that your heart is lifted and you're stretching out through those shoulders. You can kind of imagine if your fingertips aren't touching. Maybe they are touching. But if they're not, how much gap is in between them, just kind of think about it. Nothing wrong with that. And then slow lower the right arm. Ooh, slow lower the left, shake it out. I'm going to turn around to face you. We're going to switch which leg's on top or in front. So left leg in front or left leg on top. Now, interestingly, this will probably be true for me, you might get the fingertips on one side and not the other. Let's see how this one goes. Inhale, right arm comes up. Bend the right elbow, fingertips down. Stretch, help it out with that left hand. Good. Keep your head pressed back in, don't collapse. Nice, tall, lifted chest. Good. Bring that arm down, left arm down, thumbs down, reach back. Oh yes, with no problem. I found my fingertips here. Now if you get them, do grip them together and enjoy the stretch here, the opposing pull of the right elbow up, the left elbow down. If you can't get it on either side, that's okay. Grab that shirt, grab that hair, just keep the action going. 3, 2, and slow release. Left arm first, right arm. Good. Take those arms out in front, clasp the fingertips together, roll the shoulders, tuck your chin to your chest. Inhale, sit up tall, release the hands, shake it out. All right, nice job guys. It's time to roll back down onto our mats. So we're going to take ourselves all the way to the earth and tuck knees to chest. And just take a little rock around. Your body should feel a little bit more open than when we started, a little bit more free. Yeah? Go ahead and stretch out long on your mat. Fingertips lift towards the top, toes towards the bottom. Stretch out. Just imagine if somebody could come and give you a nice little tug on your legs and tug on the arms and lengthen out your body. And then let's keep that length a bit here, but just open up. So the arms are going to slide down about halfway. And then the feet are going to slide out to the corners of the mat. And just release. Let the ankles fall open. The back of the head rests deeply into the earth. And the whole body just begins to let go. So we're going to melt down towards earth, towards the support of the mat and the floor. And sometimes I imagine it like, like quicksand would be, but like not a scary one. Just like I could melt into the earth. Just have it receive me. Relax your jaw. Let your fingers be light as they relax more. They might curl in naturally. Take a scan from the top of your head all the way to the toes. If you notice anything that feels a little out of place, a little tense or tight still, just sort it out with your breath. Inhale, create the space. Exhale, release the tension. Inhale, open up. Exhale, let go. And when we leave this practice, we'll attempt to not pick up those things that we let go of during the practice. And somehow they might find their way back to us, but each time we practice letting go, we become a little bit more free. Each time we practice laying it down, it gets easier not to pick it back up. And eventually, whatever it is we're trying to release has no hold on us anymore. We can live in our complete freedom. Connect inward with your spirit, with your center, with your core. This is where your true freedom resides. Take a few more nice, relaxing breaths here. Again, the joy of practicing at home. If you want to stay in your Shavasana a little bit longer, you absolutely can. If you're ready, go ahead and wiggle the fingers and the toes. Round your wrists and your ankles a little bit, and then rock your head side to side. And then rolling onto your right or your left side as you feel ready. And then pressing back up to seated. And just bring your hands to heart center into Anjali Mudra. Close your eyes down. Remember your intention. The Buddha said, learn to let go. That is the key to happiness. And I notice when we find our freedom, a smile naturally comes across the face when we feel free. Learn to let go. It's the key to happiness. May you truly be happy, yogis, and may we all learn to let go just a little bit more. The light in me honors and salutes the light within you. Have a great day. Namaste.